All right, so this is a 75 planted dirt method tank. It's been going pretty good most of the year. I'd like some input on for some people. I'm running CO2, basically CO2 enough to drop my pH down just a little bit, or to keep my pH in check, so I don't have pH swings, because this is a planted tank. Everything you see in here, of course, is alive. And it's a 75 gallon. As you can see, I'm running mostly rainbows and swords in this tank. I do have about 10 or 15 neons. I've got some neon rosy barbs in there. I've got angels. I've got about actually I got 8 angels in here. They're just all hidden right now. There's 2 in the back, as you can see. Usually they come up to the front glass. They've been in, I've been sort of sitting here, I'm looking at the tank, so they've sort of gone back into the leaves. There's one right there. And then there's one way back there in the back. But anyway, I've been battling this ick, and I've been having some trouble with it. It's just kind of been stubborn. And I got a fish about 2 weeks ago from a pet store, and he put ick in my tank, and I have lost 2 swords. They were full-grown swords. I've got another sword in the back that is stressed, so I'm going to end up losing all my swords. He's a pineapple sword. He's hanging up at the top. Looks like he's low on oxygen, but that's usually what I see when I have too much CO2 in the tank, and I do not have too much CO2 in this tank, or I have, or just maybe I have too many fish. But he's the only fish doing that, so which is kind of suspect. He looks healthy other than that, but I can tell usually, fish do not do that. They're not stressed in some sort. Hate to lose him. Beautiful swords that I had, and but I do got some stressed fish. I have this flag right here, the bigger one. He's definitely in trouble, but I'm having some issues. I've never had issues with these fish in this tank, in this particular setup, until I introduced that one fish, and it looks like I've got some type of pathogen in here. I've cranked up my UV sterilizer in the hopes that would help a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be helping too much. I have, I've kept the fish out. My ammonia levels are pretty low. My nitrate levels are low. I don't understand. I know stuff like this happens, but it's kind of disheartening when you start losing fish and you can't, really, there's not much you can do about it. The tank is sporting, in previous videos, if you see AI primes, and they're right up there. They are running at about 70% right now, and you can see the tank's lit pretty good. You can also see that, if you look back at the tank, you can see the shimmer, which is really cool. There's a lot of shimmer in this tank, which makes the tank look a lot better, in my opinion. But as you can see, it's a nice looking tank, guys. You got red in the back, green in the middle, red again, and green. So, in the bottom is covered with S reopens, and it's in my opinion, it's a beautiful tank, well stocked. It's been a great tank, and I haven't had to put a lot of work in it either. So, well, I just want to make a short video, give you an update that I am losing fish. I've lost 2 swords, which, to be honest with you, I've never been able to keep swords for some reason. They've always died, and those will be the last swords that I put in this tank. I've had more luck with neons. I've had more luck with every other fish species except swords. And platies are in that same category, and mollies. I've never had luck with mollies, platies, or swords. But I can put pretty much any other fish in here, and they do just fine. Zebras, all the barbs do fine. But Anyway, please leave a comment. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions. I did kick the temperature up. It's 83 degrees, almost 83 degrees in this tank. I'm trying to battle ick, so I have the temperature higher. I'm running an Inheim 150 designed for 79 gallon, up to a 79 gallon tank. And let me tell you, before I end it, I'm having trouble hitting the 85 mark, the 86 mark, and I might have to just go get another heater. But I really don't want to put a bigger heater on this tank. And let me tell you why. A couple years ago, I had one go bad, and I like to keep my heaters sort of, I love the Inheim. So it's a lower wattage. You know, if that Inheim were to go bad and it would have run 24/7, I would know it would probably max the temperature in this tank about 86, maybe 87 degrees, and that's it. I don't think it could get this tank any hotter. So it's on almost all the time to push it to 83, and you know, that's the problem I'm having. I think fighting Nick is I can't get the temperature high enough that I need. I could drop another 150 in to help it out a little bit, but and that might be what I do, and then just pull one out when not in use. But you know, guys, this tank is it's going really well. It's just I have this stubborn little ick bug or some pathogen in there that's stressing my fish out. And then there you see there's the, you know, sword back up at the top of the tank again. As you can see, there's no other fish up there. So you know, he's, for some reason, he is, you know, at the top looking for, you know, some air. As you can see, go all the way up. He is definitely stressed to be doing that. So, and if I had that problem, these rainbows would be up there, definitely. These swords would be up there. Maybe the swords require more oxygen, don't know. But, you know, the neons would definitely be up there. My barbs would be up there. Something else would be up there. Other than that, guys, let me know what you think. Again, this is a 75 gallon planted dirt method. AI primes as the lighting. I'm running on the back, I'm running a Fluval 70, and I'm running a Cascade 1000 underneath, and I'm running one UV sterilizer, rated for 110 gallons. And like I said, sometimes I shut the UV sterilizer off. The CO2 going into the tank, guys, is a little bit more than a bubble a second. So it's not adequate to pump a lot of CO2 in the tank. I use it to stabilize the CO2. That's the purpose of my CO2, is to stabilize my pH. So when at night I don't have these pH swings on my fish. Other than that, guys, that's all I got today. Please, leave me some input, what you guys think, and some things I could do or to improve this aquarium. Thanks. Bye.